Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Keep on shooting in the free world. The number of mass shootings, defined by Shooting Tracker as events where 4 or more people are shot, stands, as of this recording, at 353 so far this year in the US. And the deaths resulting from those hundreds of mass shootings are but a tiny fraction of the total number of gun-related deaths in the US, which typically amount to about 30,000 annually, and which occur at a much higher rate here as opposed to other developed nations. So obviously, our political leaders are eager to leap into action to address this very serious problem, right? Congress votes to defund Planned Parenthood. Well, okay, I guess not. A gunman shoots up a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs. A gunman who, by his own testimony, was influenced by false claims of fetal body part trafficking that were endorsed and promoted by numerous members of Congress. And how does Congress respond? By voting to eliminate all federal funding for Planned Parenthood less than 1 week after the shooting. There's already a law, a stupid law, that prevents federal funds from being used to pay for abortion services, which means that Congress was voting to eliminate funding for every other service provided by Planned Parenthood, which is the largest single provider of women's health care in the country, and which also provides men's sexual health care services, though something tells me all this fuss isn't over vasectomies. You know what I'm saying? Ted Cruz calls Senate hearing to deny climate change. Senator and presidential candidate Ted Cruz took a break from trying to defund Planned Parenthood and doing jack fucking shit about the gun death problem I mentioned a moment ago, convened a Senate subcommittee hearing so that he could deny the overwhelming scientific consensus on the existence of climate change. Among the expert witnesses who testified before Cruz's committee was right-wing commentator and non-scientist Mark Stein, who somehow managed to sneak some anti-Muslim bigotry into his testimony, suggesting that any Muslims who are displaced in the future by climate change could just move to the same neighborhood in Brussels which produced the Paris attackers, where they will, quote, fit in perfectly fine. But take heart, gentle viewer, lest you believe that Congress is the only branch of our government where serious issues are being used as a pretense for the spewing of bigotry. Supreme Court Justice suggests blacks too slow for top schools. The serious issue in this case would be racial inequality in higher education, and the Supreme Court Justice would be Antonin Scalia, because of course it is. Last week, during oral arguments in a case brought to challenge a University of Texas admissions policy intended to increase racial diversity in its student body, Scalia wondered if maybe black students wouldn't be better off going to less advanced schools, where things would move at a slower pace, that maybe they might find more manageable. And when it was brought up that if it weren't for this admissions policy, the University of Texas would almost certainly have far fewer black students, Scalia said, quote, "Maybe it ought to have fewer." He's on the Supreme Court. But, once again, the gold medal in this video's Bigot Olympics goes to Donald Trump. Just Donald Trump. Republican frontrunner Donald Trump recently proposed that we ban all Muslims from entering the United States. This apparently in response to the recent San Bernardino shooting, which was perpetrated by 2 Muslims, one of whom was an American citizen, who were influenced by jihadist extremism. "We have no choice," Trump said. "We didn't ban Muslims from entering the country after the 9/11 attacks, if you remember, nor did anyone of any significant political stature propose that we should do so. In fact, in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, the deadliest acts of terrorism in the history of the United States, do you know who repeatedly, publicly insisted that we not blame those attacks on Islam or Muslims in general? Only fucking George W. Bush. Perhaps the shittiest president in American history, especially when it came to American involvement in the Muslim world. And he was infinitely more reasonable on this issue than the current Republican frontrunner. I have to go. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time. Hey folks, I know I said to go, but I'm going to do this bit, and then I'm going to go. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it, share it, subscribe to this channel if you're not subbed already, and also please consider helping me to make more videos like this by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron. Thanks for watching.